just want to introduce to the channel the $1,200 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's not complete, as you can tell, but what a great investment. I'll put some pictures up of what it looked like when we got it a couple weeks ago. It's a 2004 Grand Cherokee Laredo. The previous owner, she listed it for sale as a Jeep Leonardo, and it's 4-wheel drive, six-cylinder, 4.0 liter. It's got some scratches, some dents, and I'll tell you the exact story about this thing. She put it up for sale, said it had some issues, was kind of running like crap. This Jeep actually has 228,000 miles on it. We're here in the great state of Alaska. When I bought it, what we did, I'll pop the hood real quick, is it had a Misfire. It had no check engine light. So what it was a Misfire in cylinder 2. As you can tell, there's a new coil pack. So it started with cleaning the throttle body. Throttle body was super ugly. And forgive me for filming this on an iPhone again. The new GoPro is on the way. Finally invested, so you'll be seeing a lot of new videos. The last video we posted up was of the 92 Grand Cherokee, or 92 Cherokee XJ, and that has actually since been sold. Got some good money for it, and moved on to bigger and better things. Still got the truck. We'll do a video on that at some point in the near future. It's filthy. But yeah, it was actually a Misfire in cylinder 2. So checked the compression in all 6 cylinders, and they were approximately 150 psi. They were all within spec, which is great and kind of surprising, honestly. So did an oil change, oil filter, and it ended up being was able to get it to show that it actually had a Misfire by driving it down the road, and actually just put it on the scanner. My neighbor owns a transmission shop, super cool dude, but he was like, this thing sounds like it's missing, but there's no code. And it took just driving it down the road until it finally popped up, because it would run pretty smooth at a certain RPM, but it would just fall on its face and sputter and backfire. And I knew it had to be a Misfire, because you could watch the tailpipe kind of vibrating. It was like it would shimmer, just super indicative of a Misfire, and these are known for that. You know, at certain stages of their lives, when they get super high mileage, it's usually a coil pack. And long story short, that's what it was. So I pulled all 6 plugs out and noticed that cylinder 2 had a super black spark plug. So I knew it was either one of 2 things. After we ruled out the fact that the cylinder was still good and had great compression, either coil, unfortunately it's a rail, or injector. And pulled the plug out, and I invested 120 bucks and just went for the whole thing and bought the whole new rail, and it fired right up and ran great. So pretty cool. What we did do, just to rule it out too, it's got a new cam position sensor and crank position sensor, and throttle body idle air controller and throttle position sensor, new air filter. It does leak a little bit of coolant. Just found it the other day. It was leaking right, it was actually right at this junction right here, where the hose goes into the top of the radiator. So I'll have to top that off. Battery's good, fires right up. In Alaska, we have to winterize our vehicles, so this one at least has a battery pad heater and block heater. I think it actually has a, usually what you do is a trickle charger, battery blanket. Some people don't like them, they think they catch on fire. I think they're fine if you get a good one. Trans oil pan heater, engine oil pan heater, and block heater if you're super serious about it. So usually one or the other is good. I did both on the truck, and it starts right up every time, like it's, you know, 40 or 50 degrees out, not negative 40. So yeah, we'll go into the exterior. So this thing has a couple ugly dents in it, but it's an Alaska beater with a heater. These wheels are ridiculous. They're off of an XJ, off my buddy's XJ. I actually sold him the red XJ, and then he went and put put 35s on it, and was about to sell the wheels and tires, so I actually bought them back. This is a street dirt tire STT 3-inch leveling kit, so it's just a, you know, mall crawler looking thing. It's already a pretty capable vehicle. I just use it to drive back and forth from work on post here, and it does great. I don't love driving my truck because I just absolutely love this truck and would love to, you know, sort of preserve it from the Alaskan roads, which are all covered in gravel. And as you notice, this Jeep has a broken windshield, much like every other vehicle. Sarah's Audi has a broken windshield too, and we'll get into all the toys in coming videos. But yeah, Sarah's Audi's got a broken windshield. What happens is the roads are too cold at -30, -40 degrees. Wind chill making it even worse, and they can't treat the roads like they do in the Northeast. I'm from Connecticut, but it would actually just crystallize. The treatment that we use back east just would not work. It would make it even more slick than what it is. So what they do is they treat with gravel. That's why you see gravel all over the roads here, but it just obliterates windshields on these poor vehicles and chips up the front. But this thing's pretty clean for 1,200 bucks. I got about 25 into it total, including the price of initial investment, if you will. So leveling kit was pretty easy to install. Like I said, another upside to them not using sand or salt is the undersides of these vehicles are just immaculate. Coming from the Northeast, where the sand and salt just destroys and makes the stuff rusty and crusty and rotted out, there's essentially no rust on this thing. It's amazing. You know, some surface rust on some crap, but it's cool. So like I said, SDT 3-inch leveling kit. It fit these 31s in there perfect. We got a new wheel and another mud tire on the way, about 100 bucks. We did sway bar bushings, all those engine, if you will, add-ons that we talked about earlier, and a couple other things here and there. Interior is a little bit dirty from having the dog in here, but not bad. It is a Laredo, so, or should I say a Leonardo, so it's not the most fancy. I'd love to get a limited or even overland at some point, but just couldn't beat it for the price. I think it's fun. Tell me what you think. Should we sell this thing? Should we keep it forever? Yeah, got some rips in it. What do you think? Do the offset with these wheels look ridiculous? I think so, but it's still fun. It's just goofy. So these are 1.25-inch wheel spacers, wheel adapters, because these Grand Cherokees come with a 5x5 lug pattern, but these wheels, like I said, are off an XJ TJ style, so they're 5x4.5. So those spacers are also adapters to allow us to run these cheap wheels and tires, because I just love having beaters and making them cool. You know, this came with a tow package, got a hitch on it. What else was I going to tell you guys about this thing? Yeah, put a black LED brake light in it. It was cheaper than putting a new bulb in. So it's kind of cool. I think this thing would look great with some smoke taillights. Get some classy LEDs. I'm not sure, but it's just going to be a nice little, like I said, beater with a heater. Drives great. Did a new U-joint. I'll insert the clip here of how destroyed the old front U-joint was. Still got a couple things I want to do to it, but I think the goal with this thing is just to keep it like it is and drive it. I mean, picked up these wheels and tires, like I said, for 200 bucks. Just gonna run them till they're bald and then replace it. Maybe get some nice newer tires. Who knows? Maybe put it on 33s, do a 4-inch lift. What do you think? What should we do with it? Having fun? Here comes Chase. Should grab onto this thing.
Whoa. Yeah, they're gonna go in there fast.
Watch this.
Oh my god.
She's wet now.
How's it going?